Hi, folks. This is just I don't want to call it a bonus episode because it's only going to be a few minutes long, but this is a better way for me to get this out to everyone um, than simply posting it on social media. Although I will have some bonus content for Patreon supporters in the very near future. But why I'm doing this is there is a podcast I've mentioned on the show before called Someplace Underneath. They are currently going through the diary of somebody who was one of Epstein's victims. I will have a link in the description box to the video that they just posted of their latest episode. I am not advocating that you listen to it or watch it. I tried and I did not make it very far in because it was absolutely horrific. I am sharing this with you so that when you come across somebody on social media who, is somehow both pro-Trump and at the same time wanting people connected to Epstein to be prosecuted, you can share this with them. And the reason for this is if you have ever had somebody just come apart emotionally in front of you in response to a trauma that they have suffered in their life, that's what this section of the diary that they read clearly is. And it is absolutely, just the couple of minutes I listened to is the most horrific and triggering thing I have ever encountered in my life. And I don't know how anyone could listen to that and not think that everyone who had significant interactions with Epstein, in other words, people who, regardless of if they did anything illegal or not, but spent, a significant amount of time with Epstein, should be allowed to walk free. Supposedly Epstein's accountant had no idea where Epstein got his money, didn't socialize with him. That may all be true, but again, just listening to those few minutes of this, and I have no ability to say that Epstein's attorney should get anything less in terms of punishment than people who knowingly participated in the abuse. It's I will be honest with you. The only kind of punishment that I can think of that is appropriate for these people is for them to be dropped alive into a subduction zone so that their body can be crushed by the weight of an entire continent. It is that horrific. And I will there if you're at all familiar with the shit that AI generates, this is clearly not something that AI could have generated. And if it was a hoax written by somebody, then they are as depraved as anyone in Epstein's inner circle. I do not say that lightly, because this is not an entry by somebody who is saying, "Oh, we went to New York City and we met these people and this terrible thing happened." No. Again, if you've had somebody who's just completely fallen apart in front of you because they've experienced something very traumatic, it is that. And if you're somebody who can fake that, you're not a good person. You are not a good person by any stretch of the imagination. I'll be honest with you folks. I am at a loss as to how to describe what they read in a way that somehow manages to convey the absolute horror of it without upsetting people. I can't do it. I do not know how those women can manage to read the diary. The episode is 26 minutes long. Yeah, I couldn't even make it halfway through it. And I'm sure there's more to go. I don't know how they could do any of it. I really don't. And like I said, I'm not advocating that you listen to any of it. But it is worth sharing with people who like Trump, because Trump was absolutely close friends with Epstein. And I don't know if it'll turn them against Trump, but the feds went through this and said, we can't, we made a mistake by releasing it. We got to retract it because it reveals too much information. I'll be honest with you. I can't understand how you could be a member of the federal government in the Department of Justice, have read this, and not, at the very least, brought charges against the people named in the Epstein files. I, you know, I have experienced some bad things in my life. Um, I have, read things written by people who've experienced horrors in their lives, and nothing, nothing has ever come close to this. It is that bad. And it is not a thing I can keep silent about, and I have to share it with people in a way that I know that they, at least some people will actually see it, because no matter how angry you are about the Epstein files, you're not angry enough. So, anyways, the link will be in the description box. Do with it what you want, you will. Um, but, we have got to do something about these people. Absolutely.